It's a beautiful day to you, our lovely and smart real estate investors, wherever you are across the world. My name is Adijari, and I'm super delighted to welcome you to another insightful, educative, and of course, explosive episode of Property Matters here on YouTube. In case you are seeing a video like this for the first time, I am Adijari, and I'm your number one real estate investment specialist. Over time, we've talked about important activities that have dominated the Nigerian real estate industry. We've even went further to give statistical data analysis, and of course, we did a detailed explanation on some of the important things you should not ignore when you are going into any form of real estate investment. Over time, we've talked about topical issues, and our emphasis here on property matter is centered on the need on how you should not be scammed in any form of real estate investment. And we went further by exposing, pardon me, some of the fraudulent activities that you should be on the lookout. We even went further to, explain some of the important parameters, guidelines, and safety precautions that you should put into serious consideration whenever you want to go into any form of real estate investment, more importantly, in the beautiful city of Lagos. I know you like what we're doing. You appreciate the fact that we're giving you all those facts, we're giving you all these details. It's a good song to say it deserves another. Please appreciate us further by subscribing to this channel, turning on the notification bell so that when I drop a real estate episodes like this, you will be one of the most important personality that will see this video. So please, once again, do well to subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell so that when I drop a video, a very important personality like you will be the first to see it. I am Adejare once again, and I will see you immediately after the short timeout. Stay tuned. All right, you have asked for it. We have decided to respond to your request. You said you don't want a place where you have to wait for 2, 5, 3, 4 years. Now we have done a look at the area. So you see, we have duplexes all around. People are staying here. Okay, so this is where we have. This is Land Estate. Yes, you can Google it. Land Estate is adjacent the popular Lagos Business School, and it's just 5 minutes away from the popular Shoprite. Yes, so Shoprite is just 5 minutes away from here. This is Sangotedo. Now, for my smart real estate investor who have been dreaming of having a property, now let me just quickly give you the gist. See what is the title. The property is in my, the document is in my, custody. I'll send it to you upon request. That is, if you want to invest. Now, the another thing is that look at the environment. Now, in this kind of vicinity, if you are buying a property, the maximum payment plan the developer gives you to pay is 3 months. But look at what we're doing at Quick Royal. We're doing it for an 18-month payment plan. That means, but I won't advise you wait for 18 months. If you can clear up your payment within 1 year and you start building, because you see, the longer you wait, the longer they allocate, the backer your plot goes. You understand? That's the way real estate works. But if 18 months is all you can afford, of course, you still have your plot of land there, but it may not be at your preferred location. But 18-month payment plan is available, and also have 12-month payment plan. Now, this is the environment. So the property is just, you see that fence now. I'll just show you the fence briefly because we have not started work now. Let me tell you one thing. These are the pre-launch price. Though. The reason why this advert has not been going around is because most realtors have not started marketing this place. By the time they start marketing it, by the time you're ready to buy it, will be like 50 million. Now, the thing is, this is Land Estate. So the cheapest plot of land you can get here, yes, this one now, this one you're seeing behind me was just listed for 55 million. So if you have the opportunity, okay, to buy a 500 square meter, which is full plot for 35 million, just know that it's what the company is doing Christmas. That's just the best offer you can get. See of who is the title, the document are in appropriate. Then if it's okay, fine. I just want 300 square meter. It's also available, 17.5. And of course, the initial deposit is 7 million. And you spread 12 months, 18 months, but you can pay within 1 year, get your plot of land, start building, and see if you got something beautiful like you see what they've done. Well built up estate. There's really nothing much to talk about. See, the location has already spoken for itself, so I don't think I need to go into long details, long analysis. See, this is a house. See, you see, house is here. See, you see, house is here. Come and see, this person is building. See, you see. So it's your dream location. See your vote title, flexible payment plan. If you don't buy this place, if you don't invest, you can even do 7 million inside the budget and pay for 1 year. Call me, oh, call me. I want to make you a landlord here. Call me now. Thank you very much. Welcome to Picture. So I'm going to show you the video of the place. Stay tuned. Thank you. All right, I'm super delighted to be on your screen today. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for all the support we've gotten. Thank you for subscribing, and of course, thank you for those inspiring comments. These obviously are part of those things that keeps us going, and these are one of those important things that also gives us, form of encouragement to keep giving you, our esteemed and wonderful viewers, the best. And of course, the very best will still coming your way if you stick with us here at Property Matters. But before I go into today's discussion, I also want to quickly inform our dear real estate investors across the world that I am a realtor, but I am a realtor with a different. A whole lot of people are coming to the notice that I also help important personality like you wherever you are across the world to invest in real estate. Yes, you can do any form of real estate investment through me. Of course, like I've always been saying, we have dedicated team of lawyers, surveyors, and of course people that can help us ensure that your real estate investment is safe and of course is in good hands. So in case you want to do a real estate investment, I just don't do due diligence alone. Of course, due diligence are part of our core activities here at King's Court Property. But of course, I also help smart and intelligent. So please don't take any form of real estate investment elsewhere thinking that I don't do such. I am a realtor. I help smart and real estate investor like you invest in the best and affordable properties across Lagos. Of course, putting all the safety parameters and precautions into serious use whenever we're recommending properties. So please, I help people to invest in real estate. I'm a realtor, and of course, I can help you with your next real estate investment. So today, I'm going to be talking about something that is very, very crucial and something that will help, our real estate investor to understand the dynamics and some of the recent happenings in the Lagos State real estate market. A whole lot of people have been following us. A lot of people have been sending messages, and from my interactions with real estate investors, real estate developers, and of course with some enthusiastic real estate um, practitioners, I found out that many people are still not fully aware of some of the fraudulent activities that have damaged to an extent the activities of good real estate investor. I was talking with a diasporan investor, and this man gave a scenario of a friend of his that invested with a real estate companies back then, long time ago in the ibeju Lekki. And according to this man, I think I've shared this story before, but I'm going to say it again. This man invested in 13 plots of land with a real estate company, paid all his fees, and of course got all his papers, only for him to have issues. And in the process of trying to sort it out, some people took possession of all these 13 plots of land that he bought, and where he needed the attention of the real estate company to come and intercede on his behalf. It was quite unfortunate that the real estate developer that sold that property to this particular real estate investor was nowhere to be found. After several efforts to track down this developer, all the efforts ended in futility. And of course, these are news that is not so pleasant to the ear. Of course, when I make statements like this, I also want to, crave your indulgence and also state that not all real estate developers are guilty of this, but it is very important that you put some of these things into consideration. And one of the ways you can afford ugly scenarios like this is to work with a real estate professional. And this is why I'm going to be talking about today's topic is going to be on why fraudulent real estate activities still persist. Yes, I know many people will not be happy that I'm going to be sharing some key analysis today. I'm going to be doing a whole lot of explanations. Now, the goal basically is to educate our investors. The goal basically is for them to understand that in the process of trying to invest, there are still some unperceived circumstances that may occur And our aim here basically is to create an awareness so that you can be fully prepared, and of course, put all the necessary safety precautions into place so that you won't be falling into that. So, despite the fact that a whole lot of people are falling victims, despite the fact that a whole lot of people have been duped of their hard-earned money, and it seems as if it's like a norm. So today I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why fraudulent real estate developers are still existing in the Lagos State real estate scene. So I'm going to be talking about 5 reasons why fraudulent real estate activities still persist, despite the fact that people like us are still creating the awareness for real estate investors to be aware. Now, the very first reason why fraudulent activities still persist today in the Nigerian real estate market is due to the fact that there are no regulations. You will understand that anytime I'm talking about real estate, I'm always insisting on no regulation, no regulation. Now, there are no parameters that have been put in place that can checkmate the activities of real estate developers in Lagos, Nigeria. And that is very important. In as much as the fact that many people will hate me for telling you people the truth, but the truth still needs to be told. You know, if you don't understand some of the risk and you go into form of investment, I pray this doesn't happen to you. A lot of people have gotten their hands burnt, when they did this. So there are no regulations. So in this time and age, we are still faced with some unpleasant realities that people can still eat their cake and still have it. What do I mean by that? There have been instances of real estate companies that have sold properties that have been involved in, irregular transactions. A whole lot of developers cannot account to some of the money investors have paid, and it's just quite unfortunate that despite all these claims, despite all these clear evidences showing so many irregularities, some of these guys are still in the market and they are still, selling properties to investors like you. So one of the things you need to do basically is that have somebody on ground that can help you do your background check. Have somebody on ground who is not compromised. In one of my episodes, I was talking to my audience, and one of the things I said is that one of the reasons why some realtors are forced to conceal the truth to themselves is because of the fact that many of them gain a whole lot and they are loyal. So despite the fact that there are so many irregularities that have plagued these industries, because of what they stand to gain and because of many of them have pledged their alliance and loyalty to those developers, many of them will not be in a better position to tell you the truth. So that's it. So then the number two, the second reason why fraudulent activities still persist in the Lagos State real estate market is that new real estate companies are emerging, and for this reason, the industry is getting highly saturated. Now, let me make this assertion. I'm not saying the new real estate industry joining the scene are fraudulent. No. What I'm trying to say is that as we have, the participation of more developers, the industry is becoming more saturated, the industry is becoming more crowded, and it becomes extremely difficult, okay, for real estate investors to know who is who. In this scenario whereby we have almost a lot of people into development, and of course, because of the time that many people they don't understand what it takes, okay, to verify who is telling the truth and what, it becomes extremely difficult for real estate investors to know. So it becomes and another thing is that not checking the activities of these guys and having more people coming on board, it makes it extremely difficult for government regulatory bodies to track the activities of both new and existing real estate companies. Yeah, we have a whole lot of them. We have several real estate companies in Ibadan. We have several real estate companies in Abuja. We have several across different parts of Nigeria. And like I said, most times the way the industry is structured is that some of these guys are the liberty of doing what they consider to be their best. So having more people, more and more and more people coming into development makes it extremely difficult for government regulatory bodies to track their activities. In some cases where they've been reported cases of fraud, in the process of trying to track who the company is, try to track where the money has gone through, try to verify, their papers, try to, and most times they've been a lot of several reported cases. So when we have numerous cases of this person has done this for me, this person has embezzled my money, when we have them more, it becomes extremely difficult for government to concentrate on which case do we start from. And of course, there is no exact, duration on how such matters can be, resolved. So we have a lot of them in the industry. We still have a lot of it coming. We have several of them. So the industry is very, very saturated. The industry is crowded. So it takes the experience of a professional for you to know and of course identify the ones that can be trusted, and of course can be dealt with. I'm not saying all new companies are fraudulent, no. And I'm not saying existing companies are fraudulent. No, what I'm saying basically is that we have participations of the good, the bad, and the ugly. And sometimes in scenario like this, it becomes extremely difficult for you to decipher and the mind of a real estate, company that has intention, that has integrity, that has intention to to practice real estate the way it ought to. Okay, so these are one of the things I'm saying, and these are one of the points that needs to be stressed. Okay, so having too much of them in the industry becomes extremely difficult for their activities to be tracked, and of course for all these things to be curtailed. Now, the third reason why fraudulent activities, okay, have dominated some parts of the real estate industry is that no single developer out of the ones accused of fraudulent activities has been convicted. Yes, in my previous video, I was talking about some of the activities, some of the real estate companies that sold properties. Some issues happened, and many of them had to run. For the ones they could track, their cases are still in court, and there've been a lot of postponement. There may be more. I stand to be corrected, but at the moment, there is no real estate company that can particularly tell you this man has been convicted of fraud. Okay, so I don't have evidence of one, but there is none I know of. So for now, no single developer has been convicted of any corrupt charges, despite evidences indicating misappropriation of investors' funds. Yes, there are a lot of cases in court right now, but I'm still yet to see the ones that have been, um, apprehended, convicted, and made to face the full wrath of the law. To an extent, I know in the previous video, I told you guys that these guys are highly connected. A lot of them can do and undo and get away with it because of their connections and, of course, because of their influence and their wealth. The way the Nigerian justice system basically is structured, basically, is due to the fact that when you have money, you can control some authority. So that's the way it is. But this is not to discourage you from investing. A lot of people have invested, they have not been duped, they've gotten good return. But one of the ways you can afford, you can ensure that you don't get your hands burnt when you are doing a lot of real estate investment is to go through the right source and go through because real estate agencies like us. So that's the third reason. And of course, the fourth reason is that most of these guys are highly connected, and when they try to take legal actions against them, it usually ends up in futility. Yes, I've witnessed several. I've witnessed several in cases when you're saying this developer has done this developer has done this, and you want to report, the case to appropriate enforcement authority. In most cases, they will acknowledge the fact that you have made complaints, and of course, in some cases, it's only rare cases of these scenarios that goes to court, and these are just one of the things. So you want to put your eyes to the ground. You want to put your ears to the ground. You want to do your thorough background check to ensure that you are not throwing your. And so most of these guys are highly connected. So when you want to do any form of case, the tendency that if you end in futility, sometimes the court will continue to postpone and this kind of thing. So you really want to be careful. Then the next reason is that many of these guys still enjoy the support of corrupt brokerage real estate partner companies. Yes. How do I explain this? Now, the brokerage real estate partner companies are like agencies, okay, that market real estate for developers. I've seen instances whereby agencies sign MOU with some real estate firm, and their team and their marketers help them, advertise, help them sell. You understand? And we have a lot of them in the industry. So sometimes I believe you must have come across some of them who tell you, I belong to this brokerage, I belong to this brokerage. Okay. Now, the reason why all these irregularities is still happening in the industry is that despite reported cases of delayed allocation, despite reported cases of misappropriation of investors' funds, despite clear evidences of companies failing to deliver on the project that was stipulated on the contract of sale, despite a whole lot of irregularities. In most cases, I've seen instances whereby some of them even uses inferior materials when they are building for investors. Now, in a society where sanity and orderliness is the order of the day, you will agree with me that when cases like that are being reported to some of these brokerage real estate agencies, what should have been done basically was that these agencies are supposed, okay, to take steps, call these guys to order. Most of these developers that are guilty of some of these things I've mentioned, they're supposed to call them to order and take legal steps against them in order to ensure, that all these ugly scenarios and activities does not repeat itself. But in most cases, the reverse has always been the case. Now, when a developer fails to deliver on the project and has been paid, instead of these guys calling them to order, they still end up promoting some of their properties, looking for more victims. So irregularities have dominated this industry because these guys still enjoy the support of several of these real estate brokerage agencies. So in most cases, they don't care whether they have not delivered to you, whether you're affected in whatever way, in as much as fact that their own financial obligations and financial agreements that has been signed in their contract has been met. They most times they leave you to deal with them. Now let me correct this notion. I'm not saying all brokerage real estate agencies are guilty of this. No. But in most cases, because of the fact that there's a signed agreement between them, even when these guys are doing what they're not supposed to do, they may not be able to put them into order. So brokerage real estate agency comes into partner with private real estate companies. And a lot of real estate investors have invested in projects they ought not to be dead. And this was due to the fact that they saw one of their realtors who said, I'm a member of this brokerage firm. Our brokerage firm will protect your interest. Our brokerage firm will ensure that you don't get duped. Our brokerage firm will ensure that they deliver. And the question is, have they done this? Have those brokerage firms, just like they encourage real estate investors to invest, how many companies have these brokerage firms taken to court? How many developers have these guys called into order? And in cases where I know a developer that was selling a committed property, and one of the top brokerage firms are still, marketing those projects. All the teams of that brokerage firm are still, advertising these properties to real estate investors. So sometimes, because of the fact that this particular brokerage firm or you trust and bringing that property to your notice, does not mean that property is safe. So as a real estate investor, you want to look beyond brokerage firm, because in most cases, some of them have been compromised. A lot of people are, because of I know these people, they tend to do. In most cases, the reverse has always been the case. So in order to avoid such stories that touch the heart, you want to ensure that the property has passed through the normal necessary due diligence, regardless of the brokerage firm that is marketing it. Now, let me say this. Not all real estate brokerage firm or real estate agencies are guilty of this. But because of the fact that most of these real estate brokerage agencies have a lot of properties that they want to market, and because of the fact that these guys have some goals and target for the year, now it becomes extremely impossible for them to verify all the properties they are selling for those developers. Now, let me quickly explain something to you, real estate investor. The process of verification takes time. There have been instances where I've asked real estate investors, those that have contacted us, to give us a week. There are some verifications I've done for months. There are some verifications I've done for days. And in the process of trying to round up, a new form of new discoveries was, was encountered, and we have to start, the process of investigation sometimes from the start. So I'm not saying all brokerage firms are guilty. I'm not saying all brokerage firms should not be trusted. I'm not saying all brokerage firms sell properties they don't know to sell. But what I'm saying basically is that some of these brokerage firms are aware that most of these real estate developers are not doing what they have to do, and they're not asking questions. Those are the reason why I said in most cases I don't depend on them. I have to do what I have to do just to ensure that what we are selling does not get us into trouble. So these guys enjoy a lot of support of these companies, despite they know that they have failed to deliver on some of the projects that investors have paid them for. So these are the 5 important reasons why irregularities still dominate some parts of our real estate activities in Lagos. However, it is possible for you to invest and still get the best. It is possible for you to invest and still get your your expected um, return on investment, for you to get your ROI, for your investment to be safe, for your investment, to yield more profit for your investment. You can still flip it. It is still possible for you to do real estate from the start to the finish without having any issues with any developer, if only you will work with the right source of consultancy, which is us. Now, a lot of people have asked me, we don't see you advertise so many properties. Well, I don't do so many properties. We work according to how our surveyors and our lawyers have recommended. There have been instances whereby we will bring some land documents, we will examine it, and our lawyers will say some of these clauses on the contract of sale, some of these clauses on their deed of assignment may bring issues in the future. So for this now, if this and this cannot be totally adjusted, stay away from it. This is how we sell, and this is how we recommend real estate. So we are not after the noise, we're after the quality, and we're after your interest. So this is where I'm going to draw the curtain of today's episode of Property Matters. I hope you've been able to find value. Please do well to subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell so that when I drop an exciting and important videos like this, you won't miss. Like I said, we also help people invest in. I'm a real tool. I help people buy properties in Lagos. So for some of us who are thinking I'm only into due diligence, don't like sell properties. So Biko, thank you very much. See you in my next video. God bless you. Bye.